Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest Whirlwind Heights Forecast Center update. A monster heat wave is coming to the East Central United States, where even temperatures in the Northeast feel like temperatures could soar up to 110 degrees, and in some cases, they could even soar up to 115 degrees. Also, we have more severe weather coming to the United States, mainly the Midwest over the next few days. There's also going to be some in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about the conditions in Utah and generally the Southwest. Additionally, we're going to talk about a tropical storm forming out to the west of Mexico. Without much more to talk about in this intro, let's roll the forecast. Alright, and to begin, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather today, which is for the upper Midwest, so in the northern plains there, and a tornado risk today is generally low. Yesterday was just a complete and total bust. I barely even saw a severe thunderstorm warning. There was one tornado warning, but we were expecting a lot more to happen yesterday, so it was a big bust. So tornado risk today is 2%. That's going to be for the northern plains. And then our wind risk, we have a 30% CIG1 for those same areas under that tornado risk, except we have a 30% CIG1. It's pretty unique. We also have a 30% in Tennessee. There's a 5% going into my neck of the woods, and then there's another 5% CIG1 wind risk there in western Kansas. So wind all over the place. Our hail risk, we have a 15% CIG1 hail risk. That is for North and South Dakota. Let's go to our day 2 outlook, and that will be another slight risk of severe weather, stretching from South Dakota all the way to northwestern Ohio. Our tornado risk is another 2% tornado risk for northeastern Nebraska. We have a damaging wind risk, 15% CIG1. That is for northern and eastern Nebraska, just most of Iowa and southeastern South Dakota, with a sliver of southwestern Minnesota included in that. And you have a lot of wind across the northern United States, and again, my neck of the woods is included in that. Hail, we have hail risk for South and South Dakota and Nebraska with a 15%, I cannot speak, 15% CIG1 hail risk. Day 3 outlook is really far. Oh no, here's your, we have another slight risk on our day 3 outlook, and this doesn't show anything in terms of significant severe weather, but I wouldn't rule out isolated significant severe weather, possibly some very large hail or significant damaging winds. And then we have yet again another outlook, which is basically in the same dang area of our day 3 outlook. Day 3, day 4, the same thing. Day 4 outlook, we have another slight risk of severe weather for eastern Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. And then there's not any more information after that. So let's go over your timing of storms today. And here's what's showing generally across the Midwest, where we could see some severe weather all across. We got widespread storms rolling around. Like, this HRRR model doesn't show, well, there it are. I wouldn't rule out an isolated tornado risk in Tennessee, though, with how discrete these cells are. I wouldn't rule out an isolated tornado, but generally the risk is low. Here's what's showing Friday, which is a lot of severe weather around Lake Michigan. More severe weather popping up. This is really messy. But I honestly think that we could be upgraded to a 5% tornado risk, because I mean, we could see some discrete cellular activity for a bit of time before this turns into a line of storms. Let's go to our apparent temperatures. This is what the feel-at temperatures are. And here's what we're seeing over the next few days. And guys, Nashville, Tennessee is going up into the 100s according to this. And Virginia is and New Jersey are going to be experiencing extreme heat, possibly going up to 108 degrees Fahrenheit, which is kind of crazy for Eastern Virginia. At the same time, similar temperatures in New Jersey, up to 107 degrees. And here's the crazy thing. We could be approaching 90 degrees in Moncton, is that correct? In New Brunswick, Canada. That's insane. And honestly, guys, I wouldn't even rule out some tropical development in the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean over the next few days. Or not over the next few days, but maybe over the next, 2 weeks or so. Because our temperatures are pretty warm, but I haven't seen anything else about that yet. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, generally, I'm going to have some heat in there. And obviously, we have a dangerous heat wave coming to the United States. Obviously. So get ready, guys, for some crazy heat. And it's going to go pretty far up north. Okay. And 1 second. This thing's very slow. Alright. So now let's go to our relative humidity values, which we're going to have some pretty high humidity, guys. So Louisville, Kentucky will be at 88.8 degrees or percent humidity. So some very high humidity here. And guys, Wisconsin's going to be high. We're going to talking 90% humidity here. I'll go to this here. And as you can see, there's going to be just some very high humidity. Go down here to the south, that humidity is even worse, but it is expected. Yeah, it's going to be insanely humid up here in the northern plains. Like, we're talking 90s here. 90%. And about that wildfire risk here in the southwest, let's go to that real quick. And temperatures are pretty low here. Unless you go pretty far south, which that's kind of expected. But the reason why there's such a wildfire risk is because it is dry with very low humidity. And it might be pretty windy here too. And because of that, there could be a wildfire risk, and there probably are wildfires going on as we speak, possibly in the southwest. Let me go to... And then here's your total precipitation over the next few days, which we have a bit of rain coming to northeastern Iowa, especially around Waterloo, where we could be hitting 3 inches. I would not rule out isolated flooding. That could be a concern. So get ready for some pretty heavy rainfall here. We got isolated locations that could hit 5 inches of rain, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's your general amount of rain over the next few days. We're also going to see some rain here in Tennessee, given that there's a 30% wind risk here in Tennessee today. And real quick, I want to show you your significant tornado parameter values. Because, wow, dang. Guys, they're not that low. This is showing 7.2, but the thing is that if the storms get messy, then that could ruin the tornado risk. But honestly, there's a conditional strong tornado risk there to the northeast of Waterloo, Iowa. So get ready for that. And what's supercell composite, and the values are gonna get pretty high around that same area. So if we see the discrete cells for a longer period of time, there's an isolated, strong to intense tornado threat. So, anyways, let's go to satellite, I guess. Or actually, I'm gonna show on satellite right here. And we do have a bit of tropical development trying to form here. And this could become, this is right now, it says Tropical Storm Douglas here in the Pacific Ocean out to the west of Mexico. And I think this is going to be going to the north. Again, this is Tropical Storm Douglas. I guess the only thing I would be aware of is if, like, you're a salesman out here or not a salesman, if you're taking on a ship or something, if you're flying through this area or anything like that, I guess, just be aware and probably have a plan to dodge that tropical storm, but I don't think that's going to affect land that much. So, yeah. And again, guys, thank you for watching today's forecast. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next forecast.